Hey, I hope you're doing just as good as I'm doing tonight. I had fun, you know, what can I say? Squats mixed with snatches is kind of a great pairing because they're both more centered around the trunk of your core, you know, your low back and that kind of shit. And you know, who would have guessed the moment I took abs out of my exercises, letting myself have a little bit more of a break that I'm used to, especially while I'm losing some weight. Feeling great again. You know, my hip stability and my core balance was like way better today than it's been all week. So I think I'm like on the way back up to like really fully recovering all that fatigue that I've been lacking since I've been trying to eat clean. But you know, physically, I can comfortably give it an 8.7. I would give it a 9, but we're gonna get to it, you know, a little sneak peek, but something ticked me off a little bit today. Kind of fucked up the end of my workout, but we'll get there, you know. Mentally, I'm gonna, again, same shit. I'll give it an 8.5. It wasn't even that far off with a physical feeling, but I feel like I got tanked down right at the last second by what I kind of have to say is my first experience of a male Karen, which fucking sucks in any scenario if you've been there, because it's just, you can't talk about shit unless you're gonna get yelled at. So regardless, you know, enjoy the lifts. I'm trying the new thing out where I just have it up while I'm talking. So, you know, we got this little fun intro, see how we're doing today, and then, you know, give it like 10 minutes or so, maybe less, and we'll get to be a little bit more one-on-one again. You know, I know you miss seeing my face when the lifts are going on, but I got to show you my astronomical strength first. So, you know, you'll see that in a minute, but, you know, have fun with the lifts. Just getting into the beginning of this talk, the only way I can express what I want to say is when it comes to what it's all about, not just what I went through, because again, it's not a big deal. It's only as big a deal as you make it, even if male Karen type shit sucks. But it's managing your own temperament in the moment of high stress or high emotion. It is one of the most difficult things for a human to do when you're randomly abruptly stopped in the middle of your normal everyday average lifestyle that you're trying to maintain at the best rate possible by what seems like a very quick but unmovable force that just wants to fuck up your day, you know? And so I say this a lot, but what an initial reaction to this is the fuck it method, where people will just instantly be like, oh, well, you're talking shit about me, so I'm gonna talk shit about you, you know? And negativity is never gonna beat negativity. It sucks. It would be a lot more fun, and, you know, drama wouldn't seem so out of pocket if you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted and feel on top about it. But it only leaves you with that gaping feeling in your heart where you're just like, damn, I kind of let myself explode a little bit, and what did I get from it? Nothing, you know? It's anytime you're gonna explode on somebody emotionally just as a gut reaction from something that you feel that you deserve to get out. Not saying it's invalid by any means, but the best way to get that emotion out, other than therapy, is just by talking about it cordially. You can get upset, don't get me wrong. I'm always saying, like with lifts, if you miss something, get upset in the moment, you know, get fucking riled up, but don't let it hurt you, you know? Come back, like as fast as you can, be like, all right, fucked up, let's make it twice as good now, you know? If you fuck anything up, like, or if you have a shit day, just be like, I'm gonna fucking kill it next time. We're not gonna let that happen again. So it's the same deal where, like, if someone's really pissing you off or just trying to drag you down, there's no point in getting upset with them, because then they're succeeding, you know? As much as it sucks, it's very manipulative, but you gain nothing from interacting with their ego, you know? It just makes a situation more dramatic, more irrational, more emotional, and then you have more shit to deal with. You know, I always tell people, the more emotional baggage that you pack onto yourself, it takes twice, like however long you run with that shit, it takes at least twice as long to treat that and get over it fully, you know, and become a more healthier person mentally. So just the basic rundown of what I got to happily experience today is literally the only, I have no prejudice. You know, I love all the guys at my gym. Like, it's one of the best communities I've ever gotten to work out with, especially the workers too. But the only worker over the age of like 30 or like over the age of 30s in general, comes up to me. He's like just a basic sales guy. Not saying that's a bad thing, but like, I know the manager personally. So I'm like, okay, that's whatever. And he's like, oh, well, I just needed to let you know that, like, if we catch you on your cameras, we're gonna have to revoke your membership if someone complains about you. And I'm like, what the fuck did this come from? You know, that's like that's that initial gut reaction of like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, what do you mean? You know, you want to get angry. You want to be like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Because again, as much as I wanted to say it, it's better to at least hold off and allow the situation to play out so that you can truly see where you want to go with it personally, you know? Because there's only a certain level of shit that people can take until it's really actually valid to get upset. Because some people just aren't going to listen to logic. But essentially his whole point was, I've been here for 2 years and I try to tell everybody that they can't record and, you know, we can kick you out if you do. And I was like, well, I've also been here for 2 years, believe it or not. Not questioning your seniority or anything, but I've also been here for the same time, and I've recorded my lifts every single day. I'm here 5-6 times a week, you know? All my friends record their lifts, and the manager that is above you, hierarchically, in the hierarchy, whatever, I've recorded his lifts personally. You know, it's a hype moment. You want that on camera. And so I understand it if people get genuinely uncomfortable about being in the background of a video, but like, it can only go so far. We're in a public space, you know? I get that contracts are a thing, and if they really wanted to, they could kick us out. But like, I think it's horse shit, because if you're gonna be in the background of a video and be like, I need them kicked out of the gym, you got some other mental shit you got to figure out, because you're not actually mad that that person got you in their video. You're just mad about whatever the fuck's going on in your life, and you just need something to get mad at, because that's horse shit if that's what you're gonna do to somebody. It's actually fucked up, because it ruins the people's experiences. Something that's happening in my gym right now are the clips keep getting stolen. And so now nobody has clips to use, and when I'm throwing weights over my head, I need some fucking clips. So now I gotta go buy my own clips, and it's like, it's whatever. I'm not gonna let it tank me or make me upset or whatever. Or I'm not gonna let it get in the way of my lifting or my positive mentalities. But like, shit, you're ruining it for everyone else for no reason other than your personal bullshit, you know, that you haven't gotten to work through on your own. So my whole point is that regardless of how invalid the other guy's take was, or how valid it would have been for me to get upset, right and wrong, I have gone through this. I learned this through my experiences with my girlfriend and my father, especially. Mainly my girlfriend. We've had, because I can actually talk to her more logically. It's been a bit of a back and forth with my dad, not to get personal, but when you get to talk about that shit back and forth logically, you really learn that, like, when somebody gets the fuck it method, or somebody tries to blame, and then the other person puts up their defense walls because they don't want to be blamed, because that's just the normal human gut reaction, you really end up realizing that right and wrong does not matter. It really doesn't. It's not right and wrong that matters at the core of it. It's how well you're going to come back together to see what you can do about the situation at hand. You know, of course I get that there are certain situations where like you gotta like see like who's doing what, but again, no matter how wrong someone is for something, that's not what your main that's not where my main priority is going to be. My main priority is, how am I going to get my personal life back on track, feeling just as happy as I was a second ago, you know? Again, I've been through this so many times with my dad, where his superiority complex, or the narcissist shit, alcoholism, whatever, you name it, it makes it impossible to have a logical conversation. So while I can sit there and yell at him all I want, because he's not going to listen to what I say, and tell him he's wrong and he's been hurtful, whatever, it's not going to change him, and it's not going to change me. Actually, take that back. It won't change him, but it will change you into a more negative person. because you then have to depend on those negative outbursts to win an argument. And the best way to win an argument in which logic is not applicable is to just walk away, you know, or talk to someone else who will be rational with you about it, which is why I've learned this through my girlfriend. We don't fight anymore, and we just discuss. You know, something pisses us off. This made me feel this way, you know, and that's easily the best way to go about it. When the guy was presenting me with all this bullshit that was pissing me off, quite literally ruining the end of my workout. Like, I was actually upset because I love all the people in that gym, and everybody knows me, and everybody, like, I've got a public account. You know, everybody knows I'm recording, and 2 years later I get complained about by just the worker on their own. That's bullshit. But no matter how much I want to get pissy or what's it called, pessimistic or whatever, or petty, the best thing that I did, that I am proud now, I guarantee you'll be proud after the fact of yourself that you didn't let yourself get carried away, is that I, instead of freaking out on him or like telling him that he's wrong and that he needs to check his fucking privilege or whatever, it doesn't matter, because he is who he is, and I'm not gonna be able to change him. So the best thing for me to do was to just be like, okay, well, I just asked him, I was like, okay, well, I just want to know. I'm not questioning you or anything. I'm not going to argue. You know, if this is what you want, okay. But did anybody make an actual complaint about me? And he was like, no, I just thought that you should know that if we catch you on the camera and somebody does complain, we will have no choice but to kick you out. And so again, you got to bite your tongue, because it is only going to set you up for more drama. It will never make it easier. Shit, sorry, I think you guys tilted a little bit. It never gets easier when you add a negative influence into it. It just makes it more fucked up for both parties, you know? No matter how technically wrong the other person is, when you add more drama into it, you are also inadvertently making their life worse, you know? Making their life more negative than it already is. And so, like, why would you want to make the negative fucking Nancy more negative? You know? It's gonna make them even more difficult to change them, or allow them to have that ability to change in the future. So the way I see it, take this shit with a grain of salt. You know, this is just me. I love shooting the shit with you guys and letting you know how I feel about this type of stuff, but make sure, I'm always telling you, prioritize yourself. So just like when you may feel like exploding or letting someone know how you really feel, instead of getting angry about it, just genuinely, calmly, cordially let them know how you feel. I feel this way because of something you said. Boom. There, it is a completely neutral statement. There is no blame. It is just simply a fact of, this is how I feel, and then see how they respond. And I fucking guarantee you 9 times out of 10, there's always the bitchier person that you never want to talk to about this shit, because they're just going to get mad anyway. But 9 times out of 10, you say something like that, they're going to sit there and be like, damn, that was logical, and now I don't have a response because I was just being a dick to be a dick. So the way I see it, prioritize yourself in these conversations, because every time you give in to the other person's negative mentalities and you let it influence your own positivity that should be maintaining positivity even throughout that conversation, you lose yourself as the priority in that conversation. You know, it's about proving to him or her that you're right. And again, if they're already stuck on this mindset, nothing you say will change that. So move on. If you can't get through to them, that sucks. But at least you got to get your own shit out, and now you can go move on and talk to someone else about it. You know, I literally called my girlfriend for like 10 minutes and I was like, this guy pissed me the fuck off. I got mad with her, you know, so that I could vent the frustration in a way that it doesn't affect anybody else around me. Because that's not me. That's not who anybody should be. Because if you're going to do that, you're just asking for the world to be a more fucked up place. So, you know, do what you will with the information. I don't know how well people relate to this kind of thing, because I know a lot of people today are more emotionally reliant in those kinds of conversations, which is not always a bad thing. You can be emotional about something and still get the point across in a way to where you're not trying to stab the other person, you know? Like, you can be weeping, but still just expressing yourself, You know, you don't have to have this stone cold fucking Mario womp face to get your point across. It's just about maintaining the individuality of the conversation. I did not talk to that guy to prove him that he was wrong. And even with my dad, I don't talk to him about our personal bullshit because I want him to be wrong. I just want him to know how I feel, and I want to see if he's going to do anything with that. And if he doesn't, I'm walking away, because that's my life, you know? If they're not going to move, I'll move for them. I'm out, you know, bye. It's as simple as that. I truly mean it, that your life is probably more, like, most of the negatives in your life are probably there because you are allowing them to stay there. Not to blame anybody, but I spent 7 years dealing with my dad in horrible, abusive, traumatic ways. And the entire time I was not honest with him. I never tried to push him away when he was being bad. And I allowed my own emotions to make myself a more negative person, not just toward them, but when you become more negative like that, you become more negative toward yourself. So, you know, once you truly get to understand those kinds of emotions, you'll really know what I mean when prioritizing yourself isn't just about your daily schedule. It's about the way you interact with this world that we live in. So I'm here for it. You're here for it, hopefully. And, you know, let me know how you feel about it. Either way, it's getting pretty close to midnight. I don't want to wake up the roommates, so I don't know if you can tell, but we're in the 7-Eleven parking lot right now because I would just go get me a meaty sandwich to end the night with, you know, give myself a little treat. So I'll be back tomorrow. We got benches and clean and jerks, so that'll be fun. But again, it's only as fun as I make it, so fucking mindset. I'm gonna crush it. Why not? So I'll see you tomorrow.